Today we are going to introduce 안심편채, or beef tenderloin and vegetable rolls, which goes very well with liqueurs and will be agreeable to everybody's palate. 안심편채 is made of beef coated with sweet rice powder and various vegetables and has lots of room for variety. You can enjoy the unique taste of sweet rice powder coated beef and the freshness and the crisp textures of raw vegetables together.
안녕하세요. Hi everyone, I'm Chung Hwa-young and I'm your host for More Than Kimchi, where you can experience the pleasure of Korean cuisine. Today we are going to introduce a dish called 안심편채, beef tenderloin and vegetable rolls. Let's first say hello to Mrs. Han Bok-sun, our cooking instructor.
네,
선생님 안녕하십니까? 오늘 잘 부탁드리겠습니다. We are also very happy to have Lona Lynch as our guest today. Hello, Lona.
Hello, it's lovely to be here.
Thanks for coming.
Thank you for inviting me.
안심편채 is one of the modified cuisines that is rather simple to prepare, and you can enjoy the unique flavor of beef coated with sweet rice powder and fresh vegetables together. Let's first take a look at the ingredients. Here I have thinly sliced tenderloin, and I have sweet rice powder, and as vegetables I have radish sprouts, carrots, and cucumbers. And we're going to also use a fruit called pear, which is Korean pear. For seasoning the beef, I have soy sauce, sesame seeds oil, sugar, chopped garlic, and chopped onions. And later, we're going to make a mustard vinegar sauce. For mustard vinegar sauce, we're going to use mustard powder, vinegar, sugar, and some salt. Now, shall we start cooking now? What shall we start first?
먼저 그러면은 고기를 안심으로 기름기가 없는 것을 해서 좀 얼렸다가 썰은 겁니다.
So these I introduced before, thinly sliced tenderloin. In order to cut that thin, you need to use frozen beef. So first we're going to get rid of the liquid.
Oh, I see.
So if you pass that dried
물기가
cloth.
있으니까 좀 이렇게 얼렸던 거라 걷어야 되겠죠.
So first thing you need to do is try to get rid of the liquid from the slices.
And that's the water in the
Yes,
beef.
right, because these are frozen beef. Because you can't really cut that thin with the regular beef, so you need to, first freeze the beef first.
Right.
네. So we're going to make the seasoning for the beef here first. A little bit of soy sauce
간장, 설탕,
and sugar.
예. 후춧가루 기본이고.
So you have soy sauce.
So this is for the marinade.
For marinating, yes.
Okay.
And then we have a little bit of sugar.
다진 파. What does the sugar actually do?
Sugar actually for making bulgogi 양념. This is a basic Korean, bulgogi seasoning. Sugar is very important. It sort of softens the beef, and we enjoy this little bit of sweetness flavor there.
Yeah.
And then a little bit of sesame oil.
My favorite.
And chopped garlics and green onions, which is a must for beef seasoning.
Right.
And then some sesame seeds. 선생님 그쪽에 sesame seeds 좀 주시겠어요? We'll ask Mrs. Han to put a little bit of sesame seeds. There.
여기다 해서 물을 묻혀서 넣으세요.
And then what we're going to do next is, why don't I let you do it here? We'll mix the beef. So you can just follow what Mrs. Han does.
Okay.
You are adding the beef to the seasoning.
Thank you. This is fun.
Yeah, it's to marinate, to give the flavor before we cook. And I introduced before, we're going to coat with sweet rice powder and cook it on a pan. There's a grain called sweet rice. It's not necessarily sweet, compared to regular, rice, but it's very sticky, glutinous.
Okay,
and the name is sweet rice, not necessarily the flavor is sweet.
Could you use regular flour with this?
For this dish, we prefer sweet rice powder because it really gives a nice tender texture after we cook them. 여기 묻혀서 놔야 되겠죠?
저쪽에도 저쪽 혼자 하셔도 되겠어요.
Yes, so we will coat with the sweet rice powder. If you really want to use regular flour, that's fine. But for this dish, the texture is very different if you use sweet rice powder. So I would recommend using sweet rice powder. And it's not that difficult to get sweet rice powder, even when you are not in Korea. Many Oriental supermarkets sell the ready-made sweet rice powder.
And it will say in English, sweet rice.
Yes, definitely.
그다음에 이제 채소를 썰어야겠죠.
Okay. The next step is we're going to cut those carrots and the cucumber.
모든 걸 다 채로 썰겠어요.
For this dish, what we are making is thin strips of cucumber and the carrots. And I'll give you some.
이거를 씨가 있으니까 이렇게 좀 돌려깎기를 하면 좋겠네요.
Right.
So you want me to peel
Right.
the skin?
No, what we do is, you know, when you look at the cucumber at the center, it has the seedy part, where we don't want to use the seedy part because it's kind of mushy when you cook it. So what you are doing is, as Mrs. Han does, you turn it around.
Yeah.
So that way we'll only use the outer layer of the cucumber.
Okay.
So we're going to make strips of cucumber and carrots. So you just try to get the outer layers. And if it's difficult, yes. In the beginning, it's a little difficult.
It's quite a sharp knife. I'm a bit worried.
So for this vegetable, we are
go.
using carrots and the cucumber. But actually, you can substitute with other vegetables that you prefer, like celery or you know, something else. So after you cut it, we are making thin strips. And it's important to make it all even size. Looks pretty good. You can make it slightly thinner. So, you know, in the beginning, I know it's not easy for you to chop. And if you can make as thin as possible, that's what you want to do. And if you cannot do it, make it slightly thicker like Lorna is doing. I'm sure it won't hurt the flavor. So as you get doing it, you will get better, I'm sure.
I thought I was good at chopping until I came here.
And, you know, Korean dish, usually, there's a lot of chopping involved. But the cooking process is rather simple.
Yes, you're right. There's a lot of chopping.
So it's important to have a good knife. And another thing that I would like to show you with the Korean knife, you will see the sharp edge is a straight line. And sometimes, you know, you might have a round edge, then it's hard to make those chopping. So it's important to have a straight edge knife.
Right, of course, yes. So you can get some great thin pieces.
Right. So
they're not as thin as yours, but...
it looks pretty good. At least even sizes.
Okay, thank you.
carrots
것을 채 썰으시라고요.
This might be easy for you because Mrs. Han already sliced. Next one we're going to do is the carrots. And it's important to make sure you do carrots and cucumbers all even size.
이것이 좀 단단하니까 이거 역시 더 얇게 써는 게 좋겠어요.
And you know, carrot is kind of hard, so it is important to make all those even size and thin strips.
Okay.
You can even hear the sound different.
Yes, the expert. Yes.
Right. So we won't be as good as Mrs. Han, but we'll do our best.
I don't chop things this small at home. I chop away, but not this small.
But it is for this dish later you will see it's very important to make those nice looking thin strips because later we're going to use the tenderolin as a wrapper.
Oh, okay.
So you will see later why it's important to make those strips.
Well, the carrot turned out better.
Very good, yes. Would you like to put it over this side?
Sure.
And then next we're going to use pear, which is Korean pear. The difference from Western pear is it's very juicy and crispy. The texture is really nice, and we use pear a lot with the salad dish or sometimes marinating beef. So many Korean dishes you will find that we are using pear. So you peel the skin first.
Can I take a smaller knife?
Sure, sure.
색이 변하니까
better.
제일 마지막으로 하면 좋겠죠.
So, you know, after you cut the vegetables, you will cut the pear because pear tends to change its color, you know, brownish.
Oh, it goes, yes.
Yeah, so you don't want to do it too early, but just do it as a last stage of preparing.
We do that with fruit as well. We'd put a bit of lemon on maybe so it doesn't go brown.
Right.
Yeah.
So you could do that here if you really need to keep it for a while.
Right.
But as long as you do it as a last step, you don't really need to use lemon juice.
That's true.
They look pretty.
Yes, it's colourful, isn't it, with the orange? You want this one thinly sliced too?
All even size, that's what's important. So once you cut your pear,
I'll cut again.
put it on this part over here.
Okay.
무싹이죠? 네. 조금 쌉쌀한 맛이 있어서 맛을 도와줘요.
This I introduced you before as a radish sprout, which is like almost mustard.
Yeah.
It's kind of bitter flavor, but all together it gives a very nice combination of the flavors. So we are using radish sprouts here. Some of you might not seen before.
Yeah.
You want to taste a little bit?
Okay.
It has a slight nutty or bitter flavor because it's a radish sprout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but it does give a good combination
nice
with with the sweet pear.
Beautiful.
And if you chop that, if you make it as strips, we'll put it on this side.
It looks like cress.
Yeah. The flavor is very
similar, but a little bit hotter. Yeah, it's very
I
nice.
think they are same family.
Yeah, I
In
think
fact,
so.
Watercress and then radish here. Okay, that's
Okay, I
good.
think I've
Good
got
job,
enough
Lona.
You're welcome.
Now the next step is I turn the stove on.
Okay.
Is to cook the beef. The beef was already marinated and we put the sweet rice powder. So we need to wait. The pan gets a little hot and put a little bit of oil, vegetable oil. Wait a little bit.
기름을 너무 많이 하지 말고.
Yeah. And you don't need to put too much oil there.
이렇게 해서 지져서 익히세요.
And you can either use chopsticks or you may use your hand. Bring the pan.
Smells lovely.
Yes.
The garlic.
Very nice. And later you will see the difference of using flour, regular flour, or sweet rice powder. There's a difference once
In the
it's
taste.
cooked. Taste,
Yeah.
but also the look too.
이렇게 묻혀놔두고.
Should I put the others in?
Yes, let's put it all like Mrs. Han did. The garlic smells very
Oh,
nice.
it's lovely, yeah.
Garlic and sesame seed oil.
I love
Very
sesame
well.
oil. It's wonderful.
So here we are cooking the filet of beef that was marinated and coated with sweet rice powder. And once it's cooked, like here, you can see the bottom is cooked. You turn it over.
Do you make it so it's quite brown?
Yes,
like
but
this
we
one?
shouldn't make it too high because you
Okay.
don't want to burn it. You want to keep the nice color, nice brown color for the presentation.
이게 묻죠? 찹쌀은 밀가루보다
right.
끈적해서.
And you know, sweet rice is also called glutinous rice. It's very sticky, and you can see it's kind of sticky.
It is like a glue, isn't it? Yeah.
But the flavor is definitely tender and kind of crispier. So you can turn that over.
그래서 바삭하게 찢어줘야 된다고요.
So and then you make the skin crispier that way.
Yes, it's coming lovely now.
Yes.
Yeah.
요거 이제 이거 지면서 소스를 하나 만들어야죠.
So while you're cooking the beef, we also need to make mustard vinegar sauce. And this is mustard powder we have here. And to make mustard paste, you are mixing with the warm water. And once you mix with the warm water, you need to let it sit for a while, covering. So that way it will develop the hot flavor, which is very important because, you know, sometimes you have mustard powder which is not spicy.
Yeah.
But Korean mustard sauce, we prefer it's spicy and hot. So it's important to mix with water, you cover it, and then you keep it, you let it sit for a while.
Like it has been doing.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah. That way it really develops the very
flavors.
nice hot flavor.
Right.
And if you can smell it a little bit, you can
Oh
see
gosh.
it. Yes.
Yeah, that's
It's
hot.
very tasty with the beef. Now beef is all done, nice brown color. Oh, yeah, that one I think you need to take it out now.
Yeah, I think we need to.
Yes. Would you like to put some over here? Yeah. Looks good.
It does, doesn't it?
There. You put it all out there. One more there before it gets burned. There.
네.
선생님 거도 여기다
네, 이것도 이제
붙이겠어요?
바삭하게 지져주면은 이제
Shall I turn this off?
고소해요.
Yes, please. So vegetable is all prepared, and the beef is all cooked. The only thing we have left to do is making the mustard vinegar sauce. So hot mustard paste we already made, and we'll put a little bit of vinegar and the sugar. So it's sort of like a sweet and sour sauce.
한번 넣어보세요. 여기에다가 한번.
Here, let's make.
Oh, okay. We'll do
We'll let you
식초
make one.
먼저.
So put a little bit of vinegar first. There.
조금씩 넣어야 잘 퍼지니까. 머스타드 한 큰술이면 식초도 한 큰술.
And then you will add a little bit of sugar. Once you make a nice paste, you will add a little bit of sugar too. So vinegar, mustard paste, and sugar.
그러니까 물을 조금 합치세요 여기다가.
A little bit more, yes, I
A
think
little bit of vinegar, and also we need to add a little bit of water if it gets too.
It smells lovely.
이 맛이 시고 달고 매워요.
Yeah. So you have this sour, sweet, and spicy.
I can smell it.
Maybe we'll put a little bit more water there.
네.
That's good.
소금 간을 조금 해야겠죠?
A little bit of salt too,
we
if
forgot
you
the
need.
salt.
Yes.
그럼
It's okay.
So there, the vinegar sauce is already done.
가져장이
Mustard
다
vinegar
됐어요.
sauce. So all we need to do is assembling the dish.
이제 다 됐죠?
And I introduce you this as a beef tenderolin and vegetable roll. So we have to make it as a roll.
Like a roll.
Yeah.
이렇게 해서 고기는 따로.
Yeah. So you can put the one side, the beef that you cooked.
And it's cooler now, isn't it?
Yes,
To play with,
yeah.
really, isn't it?
고기 담고.
And there are a couple of ways you can serve this. You can serve the vegetable and beef separate, so the guest can assemble as you eat. Or sometimes you can make rolls. So that way it's easy for the guest to use.
It's very presentable like this, though, isn't it? It looks very nice.
So we have cucumber, Korean pear called pear, and carrots, which is 당근 in Korean. 당근. And then the musun, which is radish sprouts, and cucumber, which is oil. So you have three kinds of vegetable and one fruit, and then fillet of beef.
이제 같이 겨자장을 이제 같이 해서 하는 데는데 이렇게 내서 이제 본인들이 싸 먹어도
그럼
되고요.
우리 싼 것도 하나
네, 하나
보여드릴까요?
보여드리죠.
Now we're going
그러면은
to assemble some of the rolls here. Can I pass it over that side?
이렇게 해서 여기에다가 하나 넣으시고 그다음에 여기에
And
채소
then, as I
여러
mentioned
가지를
before, it's rolls. So you will put the stuffing inside and then make a nice roll.
And does it say stay closed, or would it tend to open?
So you can just put it in just a corner, kind of fold it that way.
Right.
And this really depends on how you want to present it. you know.
Yeah, that's true. It does look lovely presented like
Yes,
that.
yeah. And this is one way you can do it.
드시는 거예요. 하나만 더 싸볼게요.
그럴까요?
제가
네.
이렇게 해서 제가
corner.
편안하게 이쪽으로 좀 싸서 볼게요.
So for stuffing, in any vegetable you can use that you like. Celery would be a good substitute, or sometimes green onions or regular onions would be nice too. But if you use regular onions, make sure after you cut them, keep them in water for a while. That way you can get rid of those real spicy flavor.
Yeah.
So that way you have a nice crispy onions as a filling.
Yes, onions would be nice in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So there are two ways you can serve for this dish. You can serve separately the beef fillet and the vegetable with the mustard sauce, or you can roll for your guest or family.
So would they pick it up and dip it into the sauce?
Yes,
맵기
that's
때문에
right.
조금 여기다 이렇게 발라 잡수시면
So
되겠죠.
you can do that way. So this is 안심편채 we prepared today for you. How do you like today's recipe?
Oh, it was lovely.
Isn't it quite simple for you?
It's not difficult at all.
Yeah. Now that we finished all, shall we take a look at the procedure one more time?
Alcoholic beverages are among the oldest beverages produced by Koreans. Grain was the main ingredient used in ancient Korean people's alcohol manufacturing. In the past, most Korean families used to make alcoholic beverages at home in traditional ways with great care. Usually they use many kinds of grains, but sometimes herbs and fruits were added. Although traditional ways take a lot of time and effort, their results were very rich in fragrance and flavor. Tender care is most essential throughout the whole procedure. An initiator of the Moonbeju recipe performs ancestral rituals every morning. He serves the liquor which he personally made on the table and prays for high-quality liquor. While incense is burning, he clears his mind through long meditation. Nuruk is a must in making most traditional Korean liquor. That's why traditional liquor producers take great pride in making good quality nuruk. To get the best quality, They check the taste and state of their nuruk every day. Once the nuruk is made, it is mixed with other grains. Nuruk, a kind of malt, is used as a starter to ferment ingredients for making traditional Korean liquors. Koreans used to distill the liquor using gori. This is a traditional pot called gori. The distilling process using gori is to put the condensing theory into use. Once the wood starts to burn, the liquid begins to boil and the vapor will go up to gori and the inside of it will become full of vapors. As the top of this jar is covered with this deeply hollowed lid with a small hole in the center of it, the vapors can't escape. Then the liquid inside will condense and will come out through the spout of this special jar. The majority of traditional liquors in Korea are distilled in this manner. Koreans produce traditional liquors in quantity using scientific methods of brewing, distillation, and temperature control in modern days. For instance, makgeolli, unfiltered rice wine, used to be made at home by fermenting a mixture of nuruk and steamed rice. But since great improvements have been made in nuruk, Koreans use ground rice instead, and you can buy commercialized makgeolli anywhere in the market these days. Many of the recent food science researches have found that many Koreans who live to a healthy old age are regular makgeolli drinkers, and it has something to do with the fact makgeolli contains a lot of lactobacilli. Alcoholic beverages have always been an everyday part of Korean life. A drink shared with friends or family has been an important part of Korean culture since early times. Koreans used to express their joys and sorrows with their favorite liqueur.
안심편채 that we made today is a perfect accompaniment that you have just seen, the traditional Korean liquor. Here we also have here yakju. I'm going to pour to Mrs. Han. Thank you for teaching us this wonderful dish. And Lona, thanks for coming today.
Thank you for having me. It's been wonderful.
Nice to have you.
Thank you.
And you know, usually in Korea, you're not supposed to pour your own drinks.
Oh,
so I'm
that's
going to
right.
have Mrs. Han to pour for me.
Try. Cheers.
Yeah, 위하여. Very nice.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely. So let's try 안심편채 that we worked very hard. Shall we try with the rolled ones here?
Okay. That's easier for me, actually.
You've been working very hard too.
Thank you.
It's a little sticky, the sweet rice powder.
It is actually a little sticky. Yeah.
Thank you. And then Mrs. Han, our instructor, the most important lady over here.
그래요. 그래서 원하시면은 조금 겨자
장을
좀
이렇게
이렇게 해서
If you allow me to put a little bit
잡수셔도 되겠네.
there.
Thank you.
Over here.
Okay. This is the best part.
Yes.
It's the best part of the day.
And you know, also for Korean, the traditional drink, it's very important to enjoy with Korean meal. That's a perfect accompaniment.
Yes, yes.
So go ahead.
Okay, let's try. Beautiful. It's nice and crunchy.
Very nice. And the mustard sauce is very nice, isn't it?
I like how you put the pears with the vegetables.
Yeah.
It's a nice idea, isn't it?
Yeah, sweet and crunchiness is really, I recommend for anybody, when you make even salad, just put some pear, which gives a very nice addition to it.
And the meat. I can taste the soya and the sesame.
Yes, yeah.
Very good.
Do you have a similar dish like this that you cook?
We would marinate some steak maybe and cook that.
Yeah.
But not like this, no. We would marinate some steak and we would do some stir fries maybe.
Yeah.
with some soy sauce.
Right. I think this would be a perfect dish for appetizer or even salad dish. It would be very nice. Or even for drinks like this, it would be perfect. For beer even, and I think it would be very nice.
Oh, yes.
Yes.
Oh, very good.
결국에는 고기하고 채소를 함께 먹음으로써 이제 뭐든 한 번에 다 취할 수 있다는 얘기죠.
Yeah. And one nice thing about this dish is you get to enjoy beef and vegetable and even fruit together. And get to enjoy the different texture.
It's nice having the pear with it.
Yeah, it's a very nice combination of the flavor.
You were saying that you could actually have different vegetables. And I think onion would, spring onion, you have spring onion?
Oh, sure.
Yeah, spring onion would be nice in there.
And celery.
샐러리.
Oh, that's true. Celery would be nice.
Nice crispy vegetable would be a good addition.
You wouldn't put tomato in there though, would you?
Might
really?
be too liquidy, wouldn't you think?
Wet.
Yeah, maybe too wet.
Yeah.
And the radish sprout is new for you, I know, but it gives a very nice those sponginess. I mean, those pungent flavor.
Yes,
there.
I can taste that too. Yeah.
So, but as you mentioned, watercress would be a very nice substitution.
It's very similar. It's very similar, actually. Yeah, but this one's a little stronger. That mustard you can taste. Is it okay if I use my fingers?
Oh, absolutely. You know, it's you can use it as an appetizer, and hand will be just perfect. That you get to enjoy better.
용감하게 잘
Yeah.
I get a big mouthful.
Right. I also gonna wrap one myself. And by making yourself, you get to choose only the ones that you like. That's the good thing, nice thing about it. So I put a little bit of cucumber and the Korean pear, which is pe.
Pe.
Yeah. There. Then roll it up, and I'll use finger as you did.
Okay.
And then also you can dip it in your sauce if you like. If you're serving as an appetizer, I think it'll be just fine. But be careful, this is quite spicy.
And it's a bit worrying, it may fall out. I'll dip it in the sauce again, if I may. The sauce is very nice.
Very refreshing flavor.
It's beautiful.
Today we have shown you 안심편채, a delicious beef and fresh vegetable dish. The process of making 안심편채 is not very difficult, but as you can see, the result is gorgeous. How about making 안심편채 for your next party and experience the pleasure of Korean cuisine? Thanks for joining us today, and I'll see you next time. Until then, 안녕히 계세요.